That's my wedding song.
Oh, I got my Wolverine Greg claws.
You touching my pens with your infected hands. We're gonna watch from the Cosmic Wonder Marvel X-Men Disney Plus announcement. Ooh. Guys, great. I'll get in the lowdown on some awesome info that is necessary to get. If you guys didn't see it, we did a collab with the Cosmic Wonder where we talked about our Wolverine fan casting. That is over on his channel. And then we are doing a collab this week talking about Fantastic Four fantastic casting.
Hey.
Go to our community page. There should be a poll up right now. So go over there, go vote, leave your comments as well. And we are going to be shooting with War from the Cosmic Wonder, I believe, tomorrow. And we should have a video by this weekend. So keep a lookout for that. In the meantime, subscribe to Cosmic Wonder and let's watch whatever this announcement is.
How's it going, everybody? It's Warren. Welcome back to my channel where we talk about all things Marvel and, of course, everything relating to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Unfortunately, it's been a pretty rough time due to the coronavirus. A lot of movies have been...
Why did you say that name?
...original release dates, and production for films and TV shows at Marvel Studios has been halted as well. But in the midst of all this bad news, we have gotten some good news. Venom 2 is still on track for its October 2nd release date, and Marvel Studios and Disney are still planning on releasing Black Widow in theaters. And just last night, Disney Plus has teased us with some X-Men news. Now, there's a lot that comes with this X-Men news, and I'm going to break down every single thing that we know about it. And the more we find out, the more I'll update you on, so be sure to subscribe and notifications turned on so you don't miss out on anything. So, last night, many people noticed that Disney Plus has added many different X-Men icon images to it. Now, Disney Plus already has a lot of animated Marvel shows on it.
You mean
the
just
X-Men,
the movies?
Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, The Silver Surfer, etc. So at first glance, many people didn't really think too much about this. But since then, several hours have passed by, and overnight, some sites are reporting that there may be more to this that meets the eye. Specifically, MCUcosmic.com has reported in an article on the site stating that they have learned that there is something related to the X-Men in the works. Now, there are a lot of things that this could be, but there are some things that we can rule out. Considering the fact that these icons are the 90s versions of the X-Men, it's probably not going to be something like the New Mutants. That's probably not going to be released on Disney Plus. Now, of course, there is always the possibility that there could be a Marvel Studios X-Men show coming to Disney Plus.
That'd be
Recently,
cool.
we found out that Disney and Marvel Studios are working on 2 Disney Plus shows that we don't know about yet, and they're keeping it well under wraps, so there is a possibility, but it's still not likely. It's most likely further out, and since we are seeing these icons on Disney Plus now, that's most likely not the case. However, the great news is, for X-Men fans, is that we are probably going to be getting a revival of the original 90s X-Men series.
Really?
This means
That's
new
cool.
episodes coming to Disney Plus. Now, not too long ago, the creators of the original 90s X-Men series said that they were going to pitch a revival to Disney. And we have to remember that there is a little bit of a different structure over at Marvel and Disney now. Kevin Feige, the president of Marvel Studios, is also now the CCO, the Chief Creative Officer over Marvel Studios as well. This means that he now has full creative control.
only we could do that with
over
Batman the
TV
Animated
shows, and
Series
that
as
includes
well.
what comes out on Disney Plus.
right.
He's now in charge of all television from Marvel, and he's a huge 90s X-Men fan. So this is the most likely scenario of what is going to be added to Disney Plus, and I know this is just absolutely incredible news to many of the people who grew up watching the 90s X-Men series.
Yeah.
So now, not only will we get to live in the nostalgia of watching the 90s X-Men animated series, but we're going to get new episodes and get to fall in love with the X-Men all over again. Super exciting news, everybody. Let me know in the comments down below, did you watch the X-Men 90s animated show? Whether you watched it in the 90s or watched it later on. Let me know. And let me know how
Little
pumped you
bit
are
of
to
both,
possibly
Warren.
get a revival for the show. Be sure to like the video and subscribe with
crazy.
notifications
That's really
turned
cool.
on to stay up to date on everything relating to Marvel and, of course, the MCU, and so you can enter my giveaway for a chance to win an Xbox One or a
Get him to
PS4.
550K
Follow me on Twitter for live
subscribers.
updates, and as always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.
Woof, 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 woof.
You'd think the virus would make them stay home?
No, this guy's just outside blowing germs around for us all to breathe in.
And to ruin our video.
That's right. Who needs good audio?
Alright guys, well, we're gonna compensate for the noise outside by talking exuberantly loud.
That's right, Greg!
That is so distracting. Well, the last time we reacted to a Cosmic Wonder video, we did discuss the possibility of them maybe even doing a live-action X-Men show. I don't think they would ever do that, and I didn't even consider the possibility of them potentially reviving the 90s animated series. And yes, to answer the question, I did grow up watching the show. I mean, Spider-Man, X-Men, Batman the Animated Series were like my main comic book shows that I watched when I was a kid, and then X-Men Evolution around the time the X-Men live action movie came out. So those are like my main comic book show jams growing up. And actually, I don't remember what made me do it, but I revisited the X-Men animated series before Disney Plus. I bought season 1 off of Amazon, and I was surprised to see how thought-provoking and deep it still is, because I would always hear that, but I rewatched the first season again last year, and I was like, wow, all this like deep meaning stuff like way flew over my head when I was younger. Like I did not catch on to how heavy they were on the themes and allegories, that it really is front and center for so much of the show. It's not just something that's in there as a nice little nugget in the backdrop. Like it is about those things. And so I think that actually, yeah, to revive it, you would have to probably do some animation polish and whatever. I mean, I would still want it to remain hand-drawn, not become like this computer animated show, or even like a computer animated that looks hand-drawn. I want it to be like that traditional looking like a comic book come to life, but not motion comic. I'm truthfully not a big fan of those. Those are actually kind of just jarring for me to watch, but the idea of them bringing it back to life, I think that the show still has so much love. I'm constantly hearing the question of what was better, X-Men animated series or Batman the animated series, and I think they're two very wildly different types of shows, but I think either one of those series, if you brought any of them back, I think fans would be very happy about it, and I think they could still work for modern day. And the 90s show was probably the best adaptation of X-Men ever done, so I'd absolutely love for them to do that, and I think that the viewership perhaps inclined them on this decision making, because they did put it on Disney Plus along with Spider-Man, and I think a lot of people when they got Disney Plus have been rewatching it there. So that might have made them go, we should revive it here. The way how Netflix has revived some shows, maybe they're using this as an opportunity to revive some like animated series, which I think would be freaking awesome. They should do it with Spider-Man too. Why not? Give it a shot.
Yeah. No, I think that would be amazing. I'm actually kind of surprised that this hasn't happened sooner, but it also seems like a really wonderful idea, because when I think of some of the most quintessential moving visual comic book adaptations, I think of Batman the Animated Series and X-Men the Animated Series for just that reason. It's like they're perfect in a sense that they are able to reach the youth audience. They're super fun. You grew up on them. You loved watching them, but then yeah, you can go back and you can see the actual themes and the stories at work. And so I feel like those were a really special product of the mid to late 90s that I think really could do with a comeback, because again, you'll have the double audience of kids who want to see the cartoons, older folks who have the nostalgia but who are also going to come in and appreciate those. And yeah, I mean, as far as like some of the most successful adaptations of these things go, people always point to X-Men, Spider-Man, or Batman the Animated Series. And so I am in love with this information personally. It seems perfect, and especially at a time where like DC even still is kind of distinguished for their animated films, it would be cool to see Marvel kind of bring it back to the heyday of the series.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know? And since they are doing like those solo-based series like She-Hulk and Moon Knight, Miss Marvel, Falcon, Winter Soldier, and all that, we've talked about possibly doing like focusing on a specific mutant for live action show. I think it would be real complimentary actually to have kind of both shows. I don't think that 90s show needs to necessarily become this canon that ties into the MCU, but it's such a beloved series, and I mean, that would keep me subscribed, because lately I've been reevaluating which apps I should temporarily get rid of because of what the situation has been going on, and I've been like, maybe I'll just hold off on Disney Plus for a little while.
So Mandalorian is back.
When I'm close to there, I'll revive it, finish up Clone Wars. So I've been like debating which apps to let go, but then I have been watching some Disney movies lately. You know, there's like some unfinished stories on the show as well, but on the flip side, if they are just planning on starting up a new X-Men animated series, something that's not a continuation of the 90s show, I feel like they could probably do a good. I've never been as excited for those, if I'm being totally transparent.
Yeah.
But I think with Disney Plus, they would want to make sure it's something that is a special, or perhaps get the people who were involved in the 90s show, the writers or the creators of that, involved in a new series instead of like remaking it, but somehow tying it in, even if it's with people who were involved in that show, into a brand new series. I think it'd still be effective.
Yeah, something that really takes that tone and visual look and everything. Something that really feels akin to that and doesn't feel like some kind of... If it was some kind of virtually revamped, like, 3D animation show, I might be a little bit like, let's see how this turns out.
Right.
As opposed to, if they really go with the classic hand-drawn style. I mean, it would be cool to see some of those old dangling storylines wrapped up, but I think just having that format come back is the most important part.
All right, guys. Well, did you grow up in the X-Men 90s animated series? Do you want them to revive it? Do you want them to do a new show? Do you want a live action show? Answer any freaking question you want. Subscribe to Cosmic Wonder. Keep a lookout for our video. Check out that community post. Subscribe to The Real Rejects. Click that notification bell. And hey, we will catch you guys on the flip.